Cleveland Indians baseball. It's Sunday, September 20th, 1970. September 20th, 1970 was my sister's fourth birthday. So join me in wishing a retrospective happy birthday to her. My parents, especially my mother, I'm sure had their hands full at the time because my sister turned 4. My brother was 7 months old, and I had just started the first grade about 2 weeks before this game started. Indians were in Baltimore where they were beaten Friday night and last night. Last night's win for the Orioles clinched the division title for them. So, congratulations to the Orioles. They win their second consecutive American League East. After the game, Alvin Dark went over to talk to Earl Weaver and congratulate him. And Weaver stated that it was probably appropriate that the Indians beat the Orioles, or the Orioles beat the Indians to clinch the title since the Indians had played the season so well and did better than anybody had predicted. I apologize for the state of my voice or if I sound confused about anything. I still have a very bad case of the flu, and I'm going to try to narrate as much of this game as possible. For the Indians, Steve Dunning's season is over. He was married yesterday, and the Indians gave him a few days off for a honeymoon, and then he is reporting right away for his Marine Reserve duty. So he will be gone until spring training. Dunning finished the season with a 4-3 record, 3.96 ERA. He had 20 starts and he completed one of them. He had a uh, he had a good season, better than probably than could be expected, especially for a kid right off the campus of Stanford. When he was signed by the Indians, he figured he was going to spend the season in the minors and possibly finish up the year in Savannah. But when they brought him up, he got a promise from Alvin Dark that they would give him time off to get married. So, best wishes to Steve Dunning with his marriage and his upcoming 6 months of Marine Reserve duty. The Indians also let Dean Chance go. He was purchased by the New York Mets on Thursday. Right now, the Mets are in first place in the National League East. Are 4 games ahead of Chicago, and it looks like they wanted a little bit more pitching insurance. And yesterday, rookie phenom Jim Ritwich came in relief during the game that the Orioles ultimately won 11-2. He had his first rough outing of the year. He gave up 4 runs, 3 of them earned in 1 inning. he had come in. The Indians were down 6-1, and he was ejected. I've got my unwelcome guest Ellie Jr. in the booth with me, and he gave up a walk to Paul Blair, and he got ejected. And today they got the news that he is suspended until September 26th. So he'll miss about a week. The Indians, this will be game 153 for the Indians, so they have, looks like 9 games left. Let's see. They have 10 games left. They'll have 9 games after today's. They go to Boston after this, then they come home for a last home series next weekend, which will be against Baltimore, and then they'll finish up the season in Detroit on October 1st. Going to take a short time out, and then we'll get ready to start the game. We're at Memorial Stadium for today's game between Cleveland and Baltimore. Baltimore's won 7 straight and 8 out of their last 10. Yesterday, they clinched their division. Dan McDowell starts for the Indians. He's made 38 starts on the year and is 26-9 with an ERA of 3.21. This is his 5th start against Baltimore. He's 2-2 with a 6.08 ERA against the Orioles. He's looking for his 300th strikeout of the year. He has 296 right now. He'll be opposed by Mike Cuellar of Baltimore. He's made 34 starts on the year and is 16-11 with an ERA of 3.12. This is his 4th start against Cleveland. He's 2-1 with a 3.12 ERA against the Indians. It's 76 degrees. Wind speed is 5 miles per hour from left field to right field. For the Indians, their starting lineup will be leading off is the shortstop Larry Brown. Batting second, the left fielder Ted Uhlaender. Batting third, the first baseman Ken Harrelson. Batting fourth, the catcher Duke Sims. Batting fifth, the right fielder Vada Pinson. Batting sixth, the third baseman Greg Nettles. Batting seventh, the center fielder Buddy Bradford. Batting eighth, the second baseman Eddie Leone. Batting ninth, the pitcher Sam McDowell. On defense, the Orioles will have Boog Powell at first, Davey Johnson at second, Chico Simone at short, Brooks Robinson at third, Don Buford at left, Paul Blair in center, Merv Rettenmund in right field, Elrod Hendricks catching, and on the mound is Mike Cuellar. Cuellar 16-11 with a 3.12 ERA. He's pitched 283 innings, given up 252 hits, 29 home runs, 74 walks, and 192 strikeouts. Leading off for the Indians is Larry Brown, the shortstop. He's hitting 285 with no home runs and 23 runs batted in. Here's the first pitch. It's a bounce around the first base line, but that's foul. Strike one. Line drive in right field, base hit. Redmond's up with it. Brown rounds first, and he slides into second with a double. It's double number 17 for Larry Brown. Here is Ted Uhlaender, who's hitting 314 home runs and 58 runs batted in. Hitting 172 against Baltimore. Swing and a miss, strike one. Hops it up. Fouls it back. Hendricks back, but it's out of play. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. One out. Here's Ken Harrelson, who's hitting 370, no home runs and 2 runs batted in since he came back off the disabled list at the beginning of September. It's base hit in center field. Blair up with it. Brown rounds third. And he will hold. The other divisions are all still in play right now, so we'll stay updated on those. First inning at Shea Stadium, no score between the Pirates and the Mets. Here is Duke Sims, who's hitting 259 with 21 home runs and 66 runs batted in. He's hitting 215 in September. Been playing almost every day since Ray Fosse went on the disabled list. Swing and a miss, strike two. Too high, ball two. It's bouncer to first. Powell up with it. Brown breaks from the plate. Throw to second for one. Back to first, not in time. Sloan was a little slow on the throw to first. Mark Belanger is out with an injury. He's day to day. Here is Veda Pinson hitting 274, 25 home runs, and 107 runs batted in. Today's the first day of the bulk of the NFL season. Baltimore Colts will be playing later today in San Diego. And the Cleveland Browns will be taking on the New York Jets tomorrow night in the first edition of Monday Night Football. You may remember that the Browns beat the Jets in Super Bowl III. So it'll be a rematch. And the two head coaches, Blanton Collier of the Browns and Weave Eubank of the Jets, both started out under Paul Brown with the Browns. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Pinson. High, ball one. At the knee, strike two. Up and in, ball two. High and outside, ball three. Full count, 2 outs. It's a roller down the first base line, but that's foul. Swing and a miss, strike three. But Cleveland gets 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. They left 1 on base. We have played 1/2 inning Indians 1. The Orioles coming to bat. Baltimore's starting lineup will be Paul Buford leads off. He's the left fielder. Batting second to second baseman, Davy Johnson. Batting third to right fielder, Merv Rettenmund. Batting fourth to first baseman, Boog Powell. Batting fifth to third baseman, Brooks Robinson. Batting sixth to center fielder, Paul Blair. Batting seventh to catcher, Elrod Hendricks. Batting eighth to shortstop, Chico Simone. Batting ninth to pitcher, Mike Cuellar. Cleveland on defense has Ken Harrelson at first, Eddie Leon at second, Larry Brown at short, Greg Nettles at third, Ted Uhlaender at left, Buddy Bradford at center, Vada Pinson at right. Catching is Duke Sims, and on the mound is Sam McDowell. McDowell is 26-9 this year. He has a 3.21 ERA. He's pitched 300 1/3 innings. He's given up 240 hits. He's given up 28 home runs. He's walked 133 batters. And he has struck out 296. McDowell's the most strikeouts he had in a season was 1965 when he won the Cy Young Award. He had 360 that year. He had 305 in 1966, 301 in 1967, 293 in 1968, 292 last year, and 296 this year. So he has 2,141 career strikeouts. Here is Don Buford leading off. He's hitting 306, 29 home runs, and 77 runs batted in. Grounder up the middle. Brown to his left. Has it. Throw to first. 1 out. Here is Davy Johnson. Yeah, Frank Robinson is getting the day off today. Davy Johnson's hitting 289 with 11 home runs and 65 runs batted in. He's hitting 339 in September. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 97 on the season for McDowell. Here is Merv Rettenmund. He is hitting 338, 19 home runs, and 69 runs batted in. 1-1 pitch. It's a fly ball to center. Bradford's coming in, and he's got it. Nothing across in the bottom of the first. We played 1 at Memorial Stadium. It is Cleveland 1, Baltimore nothing. It'll be Nettles, Bradford, and Leon in the second for the Indians. Greg Nettles is hitting 240, 28 home runs, and 75 runs batted in. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a grounder up the middle. Simone to his left. Has it. Throw to first. 1 out. Here is Buddy Bradford. It's hitting 217, 12 home runs, and 28 runs batted in since he came over from the White Sox. I have to say, I think that Bradford is hitting better than his numbers would indicate. The 1-0 pitch. It's a grounder to short. Simone bobbles it. And Bradford's safe on first. They're giving Simone an error. That's his 12th error of the year. Here is Eddie Leon, who's hitting 256, 14 home runs, and 67 runs batted in. Eddie Leon's been in all but 1 game this year, and he is had himself a good season. He played about a third of the season last year, a little bit more than a third of the season. Had 227 at bats and hit 242. And this year, he's played in all but one game. And as you can see, he's hitting 256, 14 home runs, 67 runs batted in. Some of that might be how easy it's been to hit home runs at Cleveland Stadium this year, but time will tell, I guess. Too high, ball one. Ground ball down the third base line, but that is foul. Fly ball to left field. Buford at the line. He's got it. 2 outs. This year, on the first day of spring training, the writers were asking Earl Weaver what his goals were for the 1970 season, and he had one goal to win the World Series. They were asking him if he's going to ride the players to win 100 games. Last year, the Orioles won 118 games in the regular season. And he said, as of right now, the only wins he is interested in is 4 wins in the World Series. Here is Sam McDowell hitting. He's hitting 140, no home runs and 6 runs batted in. He has 14 hits this year, no extra base hits. He scored 6 runs. He's grounded into 1 double play. Paul, strike 2. It's a fly ball into right center. Blair drifting over, and he's got it. The wind caught that one. He had to make a dive for it. Made a nice play. Great play, number 46. 22 runs saved. Philly Indians had no runs, no hits. There was 1 error, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second. Cleveland 1, Baltimore nothing. For the Orioles, in the second, it will be Boog Powell, Brooks Robinson, and Paul Blair. Here's Boog Powell, hitting 311, 32 home runs, 102 runs batted in. Powell was the MVP last year, and he was the MVP of the ALCS. He had 46 home runs last year, drove in 151 runs batted in, and had a 314 batting average. And a spoiler alert, Boog Powell, future member of the Cleveland Indians. Sitting 357 in September, 2-2 count. It's a deep fly to right field. Pinson going back near the wall, and he's got it. I believe I misspoke. He's hitting 354 in September. Here is Brooks Robinson, hitting 280, 11 home runs, and 69 runs batted in. Brooks Robinson is having himself a good year. He was a little off with the bat last year. Only hit 240. Then hit 247 and 68. He's having a little bit of a comeback year, at least hitting wise. He is having an excellent year as a defensive third baseman. He has 22 runs saved. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Curveball. He hits a base hit up the middle. First hit of the game for Ball. Here is Paul Blair. Hitting 305. 23 home runs and 110 runs batted in. Friday night was a pitcher's duel between Dave McNally and Steve Hargan. In the bottom of the 8th inning, game was tied at 1. Bases loaded with 2 outs, and Paul Blair hit a double that cleared the bases, and the Orioles ended up winning that game 4-1. That set the magic number at 2. And last night they just came out gunning and took the Indians out. I believe it was 11-1. 11-2. It was Jim Harden got the win, and Mike Paul took the loss. Steve Hargan, it was kind of a heartbreaker for him to lose that game. He's been pitching well since he came off the disabled list and had his short minor league stint. Ball 1. 2 balls, no strikes. Way outside, ball 3. 3-0. Ball 4. Runners on first and second. 1 out. And here's Elrod Hendricks. Hitting 254, 12 home runs, and 58 runs batted in. Low, ball 1. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Ball 2. That was a nice grab by Sims. It's a slow roller up the middle. Brown is only plays the first. 2 outs. Robinson takes third. Blair takes second. Orioles have runners on second and third. 2 outs. And here is Chico Simone, hitting 269 with 6 home runs and 21 runs batted in. He's playing for the injured Mark Belanger. And Chico Simone, he played for Cleveland from 1964 to 1968. Best season with the Indians was 1966 when he hit 272. He hit 12 home runs, and he drove in 65 runs batted in. Outside, ball 1. Strike 1. Called a little late. That hit the corner. Strike 2. It's a grounder up the middle. Brown has it. Throws the first. 3 outs. No runs. 1 hit. No errors. 2 left. We played 2 in Baltimore. It is Cleveland 1, Baltimore nothing. Second inning at Jerry Park. Cubs lead the Expos 1-0. They're 4 games behind the Mets, and they're running out of time. Their last 4 games of the season are against the Mets at Shea Stadium next week. For Cleveland in the third, it will be Larry Brown, Ted Uhlaender, and Ken Harrelson. Larry Brown is 1 for 1. He doubled in the first inning. Here's 3-0 pitch. Ball 4. Low. Here's Ted Ulander, who's 0 for 1. He struck out last time up. Strike 1 called. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Inside. Ball 1. That got away from Hendricks. Brown takes second, and they're calling that a pass ball. Low. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's a grounder up the middle. Simone has it. Throw to first. 1 out. Larry Brown takes third. Here is Ken Harrelson. He's 1 for 1. He singled in third. Ball 1. Takes a swing, but it's in there at the knees. Strike 1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Outside low. Ball 2. At the letters. Ball 3. It's a line drive to short. Simone has it. Made a nice leaping catch on that one. 2 outs. Larry Brown had time to get back to third. Here is Duke Sims. He is 0 for 1. He grounded into a fielder's choice, driving in Larry Brown with the game's only run. Hitting .212 in September. Strike. Inside. Ball 1. It's fly ball to right field. Redmond is there, and he's got it. 3 outs. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left. Go to the bottom of the third. Cleveland 1, Baltimore nothing. Baltimore in the third will be Mike Cuellar, Don Buford, and Dave Johnson. Mike Cuellar is hitting .137. No home runs. He has 1 run batted in. He has 13 hits this season. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's strikeout number 2 today for McDowell. Here is Don Buford, who's 0 for 1. He grounded the short last time up, hitting .164 in September. The 2-1 pitch. He hits a base hit in the left field. Here's Davey Johnson, who's 0 for 1. He struck out last time up. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. High. Ball 1. Base hit into center field. Buford Brown second. And he will stop at second. Runners on first and second. 1 out. Here's Burt Redmond, who's 0 for 1. He flied out last time up. It's base hit up the middle. Buford Brown's third. He'll score. Johnson holds at second. And tied at 1. Here is Boone Powell, 0 for 1. He flied the deep right field last time up. Strike 1 called. It's a grounder to second. Leone to Brown to Harrelson. Double play. 4-6-3 double play. 1 run, 3 hits. No errors. They left 1. We played 3 in Baltimore. We're tied at 1. Now let's go around the league. The other races are all in play, so we'll see what's going on. Bottom of the 4th at Shea Stadium, the Mets lead the Pirates 1-0. That is Steve Blass against Gary Gentry. Top of the third at Fenway Park. Senators and Red Sox tied at 3. Reggie Smith hit his 35th home run for Boston. That is Casey Cox against former Cleveland Indians Sonny Siebert. Top of the fifth at Tiger Stadium. Yankees won, Tigers nothing. That's Fritz Peterson against John Hiller. Top of the fourth in Atlanta. Atlanta 2, Cincinnati 1. Jim King hit his 20th home run for Atlanta. That's Jim Maloney against Pat Jarvis. Atlanta is going for the sweep in that series. Cincinnati looked like they were cruising to the division title. And they suddenly started slumping when the Dodgers got hot. Dodgers are 3 games back. And they will be playing Houston at Dodger Stadium later this afternoon. And bottom of the third in Montreal, Cubs lead the Expos 2-0. That is Ken Holtzman against Craig Morton. In the fourth inning for the Indians, it will be Vada Pinson, Greg Nettles, and Buddy Bradford. Vada Pinson is 0 for 1. He struck out his last time up. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Inside, ball 4. Greg Nettles, 0 for 1. He grounded to short. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Indians are trying to avoid the sweep today. Ball 1, too low. Inside on the black, strike 2. Throw it first, Pinson's back. Outside, ball 2. Below the knees, ball 3, full count. Outside, ball 4. Second walk of the inning given up by Cuellar. Here is Buddy Bradford, who's 0 for 1. He was safe on an error last time up. Chico Simone made the error. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Low, ball 1. Ball 2. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Fouls it back. Count remains 2-2. The fly ball to center. Blair drifting back. And he has it. Pinson makes a move to third, but he'll hold. 1 out. And here is Eddie Leon, who's 0 for 1. Fly deep down the left field line last time up. McDowell's on deck. It's a liner down the left field line. Foul ball. Wing and a miss, strike 2. It's a slow roller to third. Robinson's up with it, but he's just going to hold on to it. Leon is an infield single, and the base that loads up the bases. Here is Sam McDowell. He is 0 for 1. He flied the right center last time. Hitting 300. Here's the pitch. Suicide squeeze. Bunts it right back to the pitcher. Cuellar only plays the first. One out. That's a sacrifice. Bunt for McDowell. Pinson scored. Leon goes to second. Nettles goes to third. Cleveland takes a 2-1 lead. They have runners on second and third with 2 outs. And here is Larry Brown, who's 1-for-1. He had a double and he walked. Strike one called. Fly ball to center. Blair coming in. He's got it. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It is the Indians 2, the Orioles 1. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Indians. 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error for Baltimore. Cleveland has left 5 on base. The Orioles have left 3 on base. Cleveland scored 1 in the first when Larry Brown led off the game with a double. Moved to third on Ken Harrelson's single. And Duke Sims grounded into a fielder's choice. They had scored Brown. They made it 1-0. Then in the third inning, with 1 out, Buford singled. Then Davy Johnson singled, moving Buford to second. And then Merv Rettenmund singled. 3 singles in a row, and Buford scored. Then Powell grounded into a double play. In the fourth inning, Vada Pinson walked. Nettles walked. Leone singled on the infield, and on a suicide squeeze, McDowell bunted to the pitcher. Bottom of the fourth for the Orioles will be Brooks Robinson, Paul Blair, and Elrod Hendricks. Robinson is 1-for-1. He singled last time up. Ground ball to third. Nettles up with it. Throw to first. 1 out. Here is Paul Blair. He walked in his only time at the plate. Dan McDowell has a 4-game winning streak. Last start was against Detroit on the 16th. Indians won that game 8-7. And he had 8 strikeouts that game. Blair hits a bouncer to third. Nettles up with it. Go to first. 2 outs. Here is Elrod Hendricks, who's 0-for-1. He grounded out last time up. 3-0 pitch. Ball 4. Walked on 4 pitches. That's the second walk of the game. And here is Chico Simone, who's 0-for-1. He grounded out last time up. Strike 1. 0-1 pitch. Strike 2. Too high. Ball 1. The 1-2 pitch. It's fly ball to right field. Pinson is there, and he's got it. 3 outs. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left. We have played 4 complete. Cleveland 2, Baltimore 1. 5th inning for Cleveland will be Ted Uhlaender, Ken Harrelson, and Duke Sims. Uhlaender is 0-for-2. He struck out and grounded out. Grounder to third. Robinson is up with it. Throw to first. 1 out. That was a little slow, but Brooks Robinson had it played perfectly. Here is Ken Harrelson, who's 1-for-2. He singled and lined out. Hitting .500 against left-handed pitchers. It's grounder to short. Small is up with it. Throw to first. 2 outs. Here is Duke Sims, who's 0-for-2. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the first, driving in a run, and flied out. The 1-0 pitch. It's a base hit in the left field. Buford throws it back in. And here is Veda Pinson. 0 for 1. Strikeout and a walk. Sims' single was the 4th hit of the game for the Indians. Strike 1 called. Inside, ball 1. It's a line drive down the first base line, but that is foul. Strike 3 called. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We played 4.5 innings. It is Cleveland 2, Baltimore 1. Bottom of the 5th. For Baltimore will be Mike Cuellar, Don Buford, and Dave Johnson. Cuellar is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Strike 3, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 3 for McDowell. That is strikeout number 299 on the season for him. Here is Don Buford, who's 1 for 2. He's a ground out and a single. Single and scored the 3rd. It's a fly ball in the right field. Pinson's there at the track, and he's got it. 2 outs. Here's Dave Johnson, who is 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. 2-0 pitch. It's a shallow fly ball in the left field. Uhlaender coming in. He's got it. 3 up, 3 down, nothing across for the Orioles in the 5th. We have played 5 innings. It's an official game. Cleveland 2, Baltimore 1. For the Indians in the 6th, it will be Greg Nettles, Buddy Bradford, and Eddie Leon. 5th inning in Atlanta, Cincinnati's taking the lead, 5-2. Here is Nettles, who's 0 for 1. He ground out and a walk. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's a fly ball to center. Blair is there, and he's got it. 1 out. Here is Buddy Bradford. He's 0 for 2. He was safe on an error and flied out. Hitting just 160 in September. 12 pitch. It's a liner to third. What a leaping catch by Brooks Robinson. Great play number 36. Here is Eddie Leon, who's 1 for 2. Flied out deep down the left field line, and he singled on the infield. Had one, and Robinson just held on to the ball. Try to prevent the run from scoring. 3:24 in September. The 0-2 pitch. Pops it up. Foul ground. Robinson is there, and he's got it. 3 outs. Nothing across in the 6th for the Indians. Played 5.5. It's Cleveland 2, Baltimore 1. Baltimore in the 6th. It will be Bretton, Powell, and Robinson. For Bretton is 1 for 2. He flied out, and he singled, driving in Don Buford in the 3rd inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Deep fly ball to left field, going back. Uhlander's at the wall, and it's gone. Home run number 20 for Merv Retton. That'll tie the game. That is home run number 29 given up by Sam McDowell. That has been his only weakness this year. Rich Hand of the Indians leads the majors in home runs given up. He has given up 38 home runs this year. Here is Boog Powell, who's 0 for 2. Flied out and grounded into a double play. 3-0 pitch. High and outside, ball 4. Walk number 3, given up by McDowell. 7th inning at Tiger Stadium. Yankees lead the Tigers 3-1. Here is Brooks Robinson, who's 1 for 2. Singled and grounded out. At the shoulders, ball 2. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ball 3. 3rd inning at Comiskey Park. White Sox lead the Twins 2-1. Yesterday, the Twins beat the White Sox in 14 innings, 3-1. And with the A's beating the Angels in 16 innings, 4-3, Minnesota moved into first place. They're a game ahead of California, 2.5 ahead of Oakland. California and Oakland will be playing later today at the Oakland Coliseum. Here's Paul Blair, who is 0 for 1. Walked and grounded out. Nobody out. Runners on first and second. Swinging a strike. Below the knees, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Turn around a bunt. But he fouled that one off. Ball 3, just outside. Pops it up down the third base line. But that will make the seats. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Get on the ground on the third base line. Count remains full. Nobody out. Runners in first and second. It's fly ball. The shell left field. Eulander's Underwood. Got it? 1 out. Powell holds at second. Here is Elrod Hendricks, who is 0 for 1. Grounded out and walked. Hitting .330 with 4 home runs with runners in scoring position. Ball 1. It's fly ball to center field. Bradford drifts back. He's got it. Made a great diving catch to make that one. We've been seeing some good defense today. Great play number 15 for Buddy Bradford. He has great range, but not much of an arm. Boog Powell takes third. 2 outs. And here is Chico Simone, who is 0 for 2. He grounded out and flied out. Strike 1 called. High and inside. Check the swing. They appealed. Ball 1. It's a slow roller to third. Nettles up with it. To second. 3 outs. But they got 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. They left 2 on base. We played 6. We are tied at 2. 3rd inning in Chicago, and the Twins taking the lead 3-2 over the White Sox. 7th inning for the Indians will be Sam McDowell, Larry Brown, and Ted Ewing. My favorite aspect of playing a game like this, playing a full season, is watching the pennant races unfold. McDowell is 0 for 1. He flied out and scored a run on a sacrifice bunt. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Just below the belt, strike 3. That's strikeout number 4 for Cuellar. Here's Larry Brown, who's 1 for 2. He doubled, walked, and flied out. He led off the game with a double and scored the game's first run. Hits a fly ball to center. Blair drifting back at the ball, and he's got it. 2 out. And here is Ted Uhlaender, who's 0 for 3. Struck out. He had a pair of groundouts. Ted Uhlaender was, along with Greg Nettles, was a good acquisition from Minnesota. So was Dean Chance, who the Indians have sold on waivers to the Mets. It's grounder back to the box. Cuellar is up with it. Throw to first. 3 outs. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. We have played 6.5 innings. We are tied at 2. Let's go back to the scoreboard. Top of the 9th at Shea Stadium. Pirates and the Mets are tied at 2. Gene Alley hit his 5th home run for Pittsburgh. And right now, John Lamb is pitching for Pittsburgh and Tug McGraw for the Mets. Bottom of the 5th at Shea Stadium. Red Sox 7, Senators 3. Reggie Smith is 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs. That is Dick Brown against Sonny Siebert. Bottom of the 7th, Tiger Stadium. Yankees 3, Tigers 3. Gates Brown hit his 7th home run. That is Fritz Peterson against Norman Cray. Top of the 6th in Atlanta. Reds 5, Atlanta 3. Concepcion is 3 for 3. That is Jim Maloney, who has pitched very little this year because of an arm injury, against Pat Jarvis. Cincinnati is trying to break out of their slump. Bottom of the 6th in Montreal. Cubs and the Expos are tied at 3. That's Ken Holtzman against Craig Morton. Craig Morton's having an excellent rookie year. Possible Rookie of the Year candidate. In real life, he did win the Rookie of the Year that year. Top of the 4th in St. Louis, the Phillies lead the Cardinals 1-0. That is Chris Short against Steve Carlton. Top of the 3rd in Chicago, Twins 3, the White Sox 2. Harmon Killebrew hit his 39th home run. That is Jim Cott against Joe Horlin. As I mentioned earlier, Minnesota took over first place yesterday. They're a game ahead of California and 2.5 games ahead of Oakland. California will be at Oakland later this afternoon. And in the top of the 5th in Milwaukee, the Royals 3, the Brewers 1. Lou Piniella hit his 6th home run of the year for the Royals. That is Bob Johnson against Steve Lockwood. Now the bottom of the 7th, Memorial Stadium will be Mike Cuellar, Don Buford, and Dave Johnson for the Orioles. Cuellar is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Cuellar struck out 3 times today. That is strikeout number 300 for Sam McDowell this season. he and Tom Seaver have been seesawing for the major league total in strikeouts. Going into today's game, Seaver led with 298, but McDowell passed him up. But McDowell leads the American League. Right now he's the major league leader. Here is Don Buford, who's 1 for 3. He hit a ground out, a single, and a flyout. One 0 pitch. It's a base hit in the left field. Eulander's up with it, and he throws it back in. Larry Brown in at shortstop for Jack Heidemann. He was injured with a hematoma, his buttocks. That he was hospitalized for that, and they are considering shutting him down for the season. In real life, he was shut down for the season. Dave Johnson, who was 1 for 3. Single. Strike one. Ball one. On first, he has 21 stolen bases this year. 1-1 pitch. Low and inside. Ball two. Ball three. 3 balls, 1 strike. Strike two called. Fly ball to right field. Pinson after in foul territory, but it's out of play. Strike two. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Fouls it back. Count remains full. Ball 4. That is the 5th walk of the day given up by McDowell. Here's Merv Rettenmund, who is 2 for 3. He had a single and a solo home run in the 6th inning. He has driven in both of the Orioles' runs today. The 0-1 pitch. High, ball 1. High, ball 2. Ball 3. Swinging a bit. He chased ball 4. Full count. Ball 4. That is 6 walks given up by McDowell. They're calling to the bullpen, and Vince Colbert will be getting up to warm up. Here is Boog Powell. He is 0 for 2 today. He has 2 grand slams on the season. He's 9 for 24 with 2 home runs with the base. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Indians are playing for the double play. Puts a fly ball to right field. Pinson drifts back. He's got it. Makes the catch. And Buford will score the go-ahead. Orioles take a 3-2 lead. Here is Brooks Robinson, who is 1 for 2. He had a single and a walk. 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Strike one call. McDowell is suddenly having trouble with his control this season. Fouls it back. Strike 2. High, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Strike 3. Swing and a miss. But the Orioles get 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. They left 2 on base. We have played 7. It is Baltimore 3, Cleveland 2. Coming into play shortstop for Baltimore is Bobby Grich. And coming into play left field, Kurt Moten. I was sitting with pitching coach Cott Deal to see if they could see what's going on with his control. Looks like he'll probably come out for the eighth inning. For Cleveland in the eighth, it will be Ken Harrelson, Duke Sims, and Vada Pinson. Ken Harrelson is 1 for 3. He's singled. First timer. 3-0 pitch. Curveball. Ball 4. Here's Duke Sims, who's 1 for 3. Grounded into a fielder's choice. He flied out and he singled in the fifth. Eighth inning at Jerry Park. It is still tied. Cubs 3, Expos 3. Cubs are 4 games back. Mets have a magic number of 8. So looks like the Cubs cannot afford to lose any games. Strike 1. Check the swing, but a base hit up the middle. Harrelson will stop at second. Here is Vada Pinson. He's 0 for 2. Pair of strikeouts and a walk. Orioles are guarding the lines. He's hitting .254 with 8 home runs with runners in scoring position. It's base hit in the left field. Harrelson rounds third. He's going for home. Sims going for third. Here's the throw from Moten. Hendricks applies the tag. He's out at the plate. Sims takes third. Pinson takes second on the throw. Here is Greg Nettles, who's 0 for 2. Grounder to short, walked, and flied out. See yesterday. Yesterday. Infield in. Fouls it back. Yeah, yesterday he was 1 for 2 with 2 walks. The 0-1 pitch. Fouls it back. Break 3. No balls, 2 strikes. Fourth inning at Comiskey Park, the Twins have increased their lead over the White Sox 4-2. It's a fly ball to right field. Retton is there. He has it. Makes a basket catch. Sims breaks for the plate. The throw to the plate to Hendricks. He's safe. He needs to tie the game at 3. Pinson takes third. Here is Buddy Bradford, who's 0 for 3. Did get on base on an error by Chico Sano. Ball one. It's fly ball to center. Blair is there, and he has it. But the Indians get 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. They leave one. We go to the bottom of the eighth. We are tied at 3. Or in the eighth, excuse me, it'll be Paul Blair, Elrod Hendricks, and Bobby Grinch. Paul Blair is 0 for 2 with a walk. The 1-2 pitch. Slow roller to third. Nettles. Up with it. Throw to first. 1 out. And here is Elrod Hendricks. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. 2-0 pitch. It's grounder to first. Harrelson has it. He'll take it himself. 2 outs. Here is Bobby Grinch. Which came up at the end of June. He is 1 for 4 against the Indians. He appeared as a defensive replacement in Friday night's game. And he made his major league debut against the Indians. The Orioles won that game 12-6. He had 1 at bat, scored 2 runs. He got 1 hit, drove in 2 runs, and he had 2 walks. He's 21 years old. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It's fly ball down the left field line. Eulander's there, and he has it. 3 up, 3 down, nothing across for the Orioles. In the eighth, we played 8. It is Cleveland 3, Baltimore 3. Cleveland has 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. They've left 7 on base. Baltimore has 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. They've left 8 men on base. For Cleveland in the ninth, it will be Eddie Leone, Sam McDowell, and Larry Brown. Eddie Leone is 1 for 3. He singled on the infield in the 4th. 2-0 pitch. It's grounded to short. Rich is up with it. Throw to first. 1 out. Pitch hitting for the Indians will be Vern Fuller. He is hitting 070 this year. Pinch hitter, he is hitting 091. He is 4 for 57, but 2 of his hits doubles. And he hit a double yesterday as a pinch hitter. He was hurt in spring training, and he never seemed to get into any rhythm. On 2 pitch. It's a liner right to Powell. Powell leaps for that one. Nice catch by Boog Powell. Another great play today. We have had five great plays today. Buddy Bradford, Paul Blair, Boog Powell, Brooks Robinson, and Chico Samoa. Here is Larry Brown. He is hit 1 for 3. He led off the game with a double and scored the game's first run. Hitting 405 in September. It's a fly ball to center. Blair is there, and he's got it. He makes his eighth put out of the game to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We have played 8.5 innings. We are tied at 3. Coming in a pitch for Cleveland is Vince Colbert. He's making his 19th appearance of the year. He is 0-1 with one save. He has an ERA of 5.79. He has pitched 18 and two-thirds innings, given up 17 hits, 2 home runs. He has walked 18 and struck out 16. He was called up on May 3rd, then went back down on June 12th and came back up on August 4th. This is his rookie year. For the Orioles in the ninth, it will be Cuellar, Moat, and Johnson. McQuare is 0 for 3, struck out 3 times. Now they're calling him back, and Terry Crowley will pitch him. Terry Crowley's hitting 261 with 8 home runs and 45 runs batted in. As a pinch hitter, he's hitting 154 with 1 home run and 2 runs batted in. 3-1 pitch. It's a liner down the first base line, but it's foul. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Liner down the third base line. That's foul. Ball 4. That was in the dirt. Here is Kurt Moten. He is batting 181 with 1 home run and 14 runs batted in. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Bunts. Colbert has it. His only play is the first. 1 out. Crowley takes second. Here is Davy Johnson. He is 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. They're going to intentionally walk him. And play for the force side. Here is Merv Rettenberg, who is 2 for 3. He singled, driving in a run in third. Solo home run in the 6th. He has 11 game-winning RBIs on the season. It's a blooper in the left field, base hit. Ulater up with it. Crowley rounds third. And he is holding. Bases are loaded. 1 out. Boog Powell. He is 0 for 2. Ground into a double play. Applied into a sacrifice and walked. And a fly out. He has 18 game winning RBIs on the season. They're going to draw the infield in. And the outfield in as well. You can win it with a hit. Ball 1. It's a blooper over Brown's head into center field. Base hit that'll score Crowley, and that'll win the game for Baltimore. Orioles sweep the series as they win 4-3. Baltimore had 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Cleveland 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Mike Cuellar pitched a complete game. He got the win. He is 17-11. Pitched 9 innings. He gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He walked 4, struck out 4. Sam McDowell pitched 8 innings. He gets a no decision. He gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 1 home run. He walked 5. He struck out, or he walked 6. He struck out 5. He got his 300th strikeout of the year. Vince Colbert gets the loss. He is 0-2. He pitched a third of an inning, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, 2 walks. Burt Rettman hit a home run. He hit a solo home run in the 6th. He is the star of the game. He drove in 2 runs. Time of the game is 2 hours and 42 minutes. Final score from Baltimore, Baltimore 4, Cleveland 3, as Baltimore sweeps the 3-game series. They have won the American League East. Well, they won it yesterday. Let's take a look and see what's going on with the other games in the pennant race. In 11 innings, the Mets beat the Pirates 3-2. And the Cubs lost to the Expos 4-3. That puts the Cubs 5 games out. The Mets' magic number is 6. And that might be it for the Cubs. The Mets will have to pull a little bit of a fold for, I think, for the Cubs to get back into it. Although, as I said before, the last 4 games of the season will be at Shea Stadium with the Cubs playing the Mets. But I don't know. Reds avoided the sweep in Atlanta, 9-3. They're 3.5 games ahead of the Dodgers. The Dodgers will be starting in a little while against the Astros at Dodger Stadium. Twins beat the White Sox 5-2. So right now that puts them a game and a half ahead of California and 3 ahead of Oakland. And California will be starting their game at Oakland shortly. So we'll see. Baltimore right now is the only team that has won a division, and they're waiting to see if they will face Minnesota again this year, like they did in 1969, or if they will face the Angels or the Athletics. So once again, our final score was Cleveland 3. Hope you enjoyed the game, and thank you for watching.